block, nighttime block, 999999999 5. Wow. It's cold as fuck. It's probably like 40 degrees. So, wanted to talk about something that happened in my life recently. So, April 1st, 2015, I went and I got LASIK eye surgery done. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about it in case you're ever thinking about doing it yourself. And really, the short of what I want to say is, it was nothing. Yeah, it's that simple. It was nothing. And I will give you the whole story from the beginning to the end. First off, I knew for a while that I wanted to get it done, but I was worried about the money behind it. So, I know with something like that, you shouldn't go for the bottom dollar kind of guy, you know. It's not a value, it's your eyesight. Your eyesight is for life. They can literally blind you, so you should probably invest in your eyes. So, I've been wearing glasses since I was about 8 years old. I've been wearing contacts since I was about 13 or 14 years old. And realistically, my eyes just started rejecting the contacts. And no doctor told me that. I just knew what was going on. Anytime I wore my contacts, I was constantly rubbing my eyes. My eyes were bloodshot and dry and fucking uncomfortable all the time. And it always felt like I had a grain of sand, like, under my contact. Oh, we're drunk as a skunk, aren't we? So, I decided a couple of years ago that I was going to get it done. It was just a matter of saving up for it. And I didn't really know how to save. I don't make that much money. And I just started squirreling away a couple dollars every paycheck. A couple dollars every paycheck added up. I finally had like $3,000 saved up. And I know that that isn't enough to pay for it, but I knew that I was close. So, my friend's sister works at an office, and she suggested that he go to the doctor that she works for. So when I told him that I started to save enough money and that I was really getting serious about going, he said, oh, I'll talk to my sister, get the doctor's name, and I'll make sure that you go to the doctor that I'm going to go to, because he was going to get his done as well. So I go and meet up with the doctor, and really nice and personable guy. I would say he was in like his 40s, and I did all the back searching about him, see if he had any like claims on his name or lawsuits, and he was clean. And I went in and I talked to him. They did a bunch of tests on my eye, and I swear it felt like something out of like a sci-fi movie. They do like your basic eye test and all that jazz, but then they go above and beyond, and they actually map out the topography of your eye and like figure out your prescription and if you have astigmatism. And there's a few different machines, and I don't know the names of them or what they did, but one looked like a continuous bullseye, like a series of bullseyes going down a tube. Like, here comes the bike. And that was a cool machine. And then there was another machine that kind of looked like a reticule or something. It looked like almost like a crescent with like a crosshair. And that machine was a little weird. You had to hold your eye open for really long. It's just all to like get your eye, you know, basically map your eye out for the machine. And it was all painless and easy. That was my first visit. My second visit, checking with the doctor again, do another eye exam, do a dilating exam. So they dilate your pupils, and they look at the back of your eye, like the inside of your eye. And that was kind of cool. Because a lot of people like have problems with the dilation, they get headaches and whatever. I was a little light sensitive. It dropped the thing a little bit, but it was no big deal. Anyway, so then now we're gonna slow down, guys. Come on. So then I went I think I went for three checkups before the surgery, basically. And the other thing that I should mention is that if you wear contacts, especially how I wore them, I was over-wearing them, you should really take your contacts out like a month before you even go into your first appointment, because they could pretty much book you right there and then on the spot. They'll fucking have you in a week if you've had your contacts off for a while. So they made me a minimum of 3 weeks to have my contacts out. And it was cool. And let's do that now. I had my contacts out for 3 weeks. Surgery day was really easy. You go in, they give you a Xanax, they scrub your eyelids, and you go into the surgery room. My doctor asked me what music I listened to, so I said DMX. Boom, he had DMX Pandora radio playing. It was fucking hilarious. And you know, they basically open up your eye with like some sort of fucking like metal thing, and they put like tape on your eyelashes. And I swear to God, that was the worst part of the surgery, was them removing the tape off your eyes after the surgery. And the first machine I had intra-LASIK, or LASIK, which is, instead of using an actual blade to create a flap of your cornea, they use a laser. So the laser, I'm getting ahead of myself. They put a suction ring on your eye, over the colored part of your eye, and then they slide you under the first machine. The machine slowly comes down and makes contact with the suction ring. I don't know where the fucking guy is. It makes contact with the suction ring, and it actually presses into your eye. And they put numbing drops in. I couldn't feel anything. It didn't even feel like my eyes were dry during it. I thought from keeping my eyes open, my eyes would feel insanely dry the whole time. And that's just not how it was at all. But that first machine, it comes down, it touches your eye, and a laser basically pulses a million little fucking perforations in your eye, in the cornea, and it creates like an air bubble in between your cornea and your eyeball. And then after it does that, it cuts, using the laser, it cuts a circle around it. So then they move you out from under that machine, and they flap your cornea back, and they clean under that surface with, like, I'm guessing water, and then they slide you under the second machine. And the second machine, it can actually track your eye, because your eye is constantly moving, even if you're keeping it still. You know, in your head you're keeping it still, but it's always moving, even if it's little involuntary motions. And the machine tracks, I think, 16,000 times a second to match the motion of your eye. And what it does is, once it locks on, they set it. And I had 26 seconds of treatment in one eye, which treatment means blasting your eyeball off using a laser. I had 26 seconds in one eye and 20 seconds in the other eye. And you stare at a light, and they tell you, like, oh, prepare the laser. All right, 26 seconds treatment, and go. And I didn't feel anything, like no pain. You kind of felt, I'm trying to think of like the best way to feel it, like explain it. You knew something was happening to your eye, but it wasn't pain or heat. It was like almost like if someone was like blowing in your eye, like really, 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 really gently, like just enough so that you know that someone's blowing on your eye, and you could feel it kind of dancing around your eye. But it wasn't like it, no pain, no discomfort, no nothing. And once they're done blasting away your eye to make it the correct shape, then they flap that flat back down over your eye, and they make sure it's lined up correctly. And then they pretty much start on the next eye, and they do the same thing over again. But when they're done with your eye, they fucking peel the tape off. That was the worst part. And like, I'm telling you, like, I thought I was going to be freaking out inside. Like, I'm a little bit of a control freak. And I thought I was going to be freaking, but I wasn't nervous or freaking at all. And it was like, almost like an out-of-body experience. You like, almost didn't feel like you were there. Like, this shit was just happening to you, and that's just how it was. And it's crazy, because then they sit you up when they're done with both eyes, and you can see. And it's not like crazy good vision. It's like, it's almost like you're looking through like a foggy mirror or like a dirty fish tank or something, but you can make things out. Like, I had 2400 vision, which means I could barely read the E on the top of the eye chart. And the next day they bring you back in, and that night you have to keep your eyes closed for 4 hours, and then you wake up after the 4 hours and you put drops in. So I had to do a couple sets of drops, and then I went to sleep for the night. I had a nighttime surgery at 6 p.m. So the next day you wake up and you have to do fucking drops, and then you go and you check up with the doctor, and they make you read the eye chart again. And the next day they say, like, I was able to read the 20/20 line, and it wasn't crystal clear, and you're light sensitive, and things have like, things with lights have fog around them, or a halo effect. So it was a little, like, the vision like that on the eye chart was a little fucky, but overall vision outside was fucking, like, I could read street signs, and I'm telling you, I couldn't read the E on a fucking eye chart, but now I'm reading street signs that are 300 feet away from me. So, I mean, I was a little worried at first, because a lot of my vision was like unfocused or a little blurry, and I think like a lot of it had to do with being light sensitive, but I'm not sure. I'm not an eye doctor, but whatever. So some time went past, and now I'm like 25 days from surgery, and things got pretty clear within the first week, and a little clearer the second week, and a little clearer the third week. But now things are like dialing in, and I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. The healing, like, the first couple days I was a little like dry feeling, and felt like I had an eyelash in my eye, which I was told was just from dryness because I wasn't doing enough drops. Like, there's artificial tears, big ass pop holes. But if someone asked me would I do it again, fuck yeah, I would do it again. Especially where I went, the staff was like super personable and nice and accommodating. And I think the best part about where I went was that they offered 2 years interest-free financing. So without that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I paid the majority of it off, but it's nice to have 2 years to pay off. I financed $1,500, so that's like $60-something a month, which is nothing, like, at all. Like, anyone can afford that. So if you're thinking about getting it done, of course do your research and find a doctor that's right for you. But man, like, night and day. Fucking contacts, my life was miserable, and now I could fucking see, and it's beautiful, and I would definitely do it again, and I would suggest that other people do it. And if you're in the Long Island, maybe even the city area, hit me up in the comments, and I'll hook you up with the doctor that I went to, and see what they can do for you. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. Catch you on the flip side.